the deceivers and the deceived it. We, the whole nation of the lost found members of the black nation in America, must remember that for the past 400 years, we have been wearied by the enemies of our fathers. According to their own history writing, bring us from our native lands and people into the western hemisphere was not for the purpose of making themselves friendly people to us and our nation, but to deceive us as being that which they actually was not a friend and advisor to us, while at the same time depriving us of true justice and equality even now after 400 years of servitude, slavery. We must remember that the deceivers actually had deceived us. See, the coming of God in the person of Master Fala Muhammad, whom praise is due forever, is to make manifest this arch deceiver, work against us, and to equip us with the nature of the arch deceiver, that deceit is part of his very nature. He Allah comes to give us the knowledge of the God of evil, who had freedom for the past 6,000 years to deceive not only you and me, but also the entire nations of the earth. This is the greatest starvation that God Allah could bring to you and me, to know the source of our trouble and its cause. The power of the manifestators is to remove this cause, which has affected the black nation for 6,000 years. It is worth the heaven and earth to us when we agree on not trying to make them our friends, which by nature they cannot be, even if they wanted to. It's not in their nature to even do the right thing. It's not in their nature for them to like you. So they betrayed you. Only if you had that brief forgiveness by nature, they are not good, but they can practice goodness. So we see they are not good, but they can practice goodness. But our predicament and positions makes us the victim of deceits of these great scientific deceivers. We see this right ways. See, they put us to sleep as babies, and they know the type of noise that awaken a sleeping baby. The noise is that with Allah, the person a Master Fala Muhammad has made. And he Allah has missioned me to continue to make that noise until all our people are fully awakened from the slumber of the arch deceiver of the nations of the earth. Surely not all are really working to keep us blind, deaf, and dumb to the knowledge of the deceivers, but the few who will help us endanger their own life in trying to help us. As you see, the Christian priest in Milwaukee professes to be trying to help those who want to live next door. In the house of their children, of our father's slave masters, is having trouble. Even this easy can be classified as a deceitful work against true freedom, justice, and equality for our people. This priest is having trouble amongst our open, victorious haters of you and me of his kind. This priest wants to help this poor black man here in America, especially Milwaukee, to accept false friendship, ever be at their mercy, to rule spiritually, economically, and politically. He is not trying to teach this black man that they should not want to sell themselves back to their slave master for a morsel of pottage. This priest knows by the scriptures in his Bible that the time is right for the total freedom of the 400-year-old slave of this white man to go to his owner. The priest is wise to you that you should have a place to live wherever you want. See, he must go to his own earth. See, the right race of people have to concentrate on Europe, getting back into Europe, or concentrate on their death instead. See, they must concentrate on that continent because Europe is a place that they came. But Europe, my brothers and sisters, will be reckoned with. And poor little Asia ain't gonna want to have no part. when this thing gets set and done. So the priest is rise to you that you should have a place to live wherever you want. You will not have dared teach this openly before this day and time. We see this end of this world. The others are so evil and victorious to do us harm that great gang of white people out in the streets would attack that one poor black man going through the air in his car and would yell, "Get that nigga." Bro, I don't want America to fall. I will not mind if the United States Corporation did. In which white man you have a lot of subtypes of white man. But sister, I want to give you the announcement because a lot of people don't take the announcement serious. You have a day of decision. You have to decide which God you're going to serve. The God of freedom, justice, and equality. Or you going to serve this old satanic God that you've been wanting to serve. We don't have long to decide. And thinking that you have long will be the greatest mistake that people have made in the past. Noah's people, Lot's people. You see, Jesus is telling us, trying to wake us up in this 24th chapter I want to give you. 38, 39, there was people eating, drinking, marrying. As people would take this times having a good time. But this is not a good time. This is a terrible time. This is a wicked time. This is a time, brothers and sisters, that you have to wake up. Because the devil is trying to have you. And see, God is trying to get inside the vacuum, but Satan is already in it. You see, Satan already inside the vacuum. You see. And I say this, we don't have long. You don't have to look at it 20 years from now, 10 years from now. The fall is within a few days. You got to get yourself ready because God is coming to intervene. He's coming on the election day. And no time passed with God. You see, the earth, as Isaiah says, is going to rip open. See, Isaiah 24:20 said, the earth shall read to and fold like a drunkard. And see, Isaiah chapter 2:19 said the people will flee to the cage and the ground from the fearful presence of the Lord and the splendor of his majesty when he comes to rise the earth. We are totally separated from who we are. The devil has started this conflict, this separation. See, this is why the black man in America must seek himself first. See, you have to seek self first. You have to know who you are. Because the reason why the devil starts conflict, he starts this separation to divide us so we don't know who we are. We are totally separated from the living God. And see, you, my brothers and sisters, are special of the Lord of creation. So the devil, ever since 8,000 years on this planet, he started this conflict. You see, today, black celebrities are set up because he set you up. And see, the woman is set up by the American designers and manufacturers. They set you up in this nudity. So our sisters is dressed halfway. And see, what you think nudity is originated from? The right race. But they want to say, I'm the guide, but the guide to what? Because they lead you into these things. See, this is why Jeremiah, the 6th chapter, 14 says, they dress the hearts of our people as though it's serious. You see, peace, peace, they say, when there's no peace. Peacemakers who want all the world to be at peace. These are your so-called peace breakers. So it says here, He will not dare teach this openly before this day and time, the end of this world. The others are so evil and wicked to do us harm. That great gang of white people out in the streets will attack that one poor black man going to the air in his car and will yell, "Get that nigga." This is why Psalm chapter 10, verse 8 says, he set in a lurching place of the village, in the secret place. Do he murder the innocent? His eyes are set against the poor. Up until this day, he's seeking who he can devour. Let me see, you said, there is no race. You have the 1% leaks and they come and all. Sister, these, if I was to tell you these people, see, here's the thing. I want you to know who this enemy is, because these so-called leaders, your church leaders, they never tell you. We are dealing with this enemy today. And see, this is why Satan comes in different forms and shapes. But see, Satan in the Quran was named Abis because he was once a beautiful creature, but he wanted to have the things of God. So God says, good morning, my brother. So God says, you go your way now. And he says, well, I'll continue to trick and deceive the rest of the world. See, since he couldn't have the finest things of God, he was named Abis. But see, Satan was a trickster. And see, this is why we are 99% of us don't even know that our life today is at stake. See, whatever evil spooner ready to do his worst, make it difficult for the 99% ignorant to ever know what's at stake. Now that sister, I know you guys heard the story of the sister, Sonia, the Illinois case. She made a phone call. And you think the police officers today represent this bash in the line of their duty? See, what was the need for them to come over there to shoot our sister? She was only 5'6". Nothing but 100. And I'll say 10, 20 pounds. See, your life is at stake. And this is why God comes. So to the sister, I love you. I love you, sister. I really love you because your hurt is my hurt. Your pain is my pain. But how many times are we going to keep our mouth shut? You see, don't say that. You see, when it's going to get time for us to stand up and speak and address these issues that we have? I think now that black people should stand, because Satan and his time on this earth is limited. You see, within 1 hour, 1 day, 1 year, you see all her delicate, her delicious, her splendor things is all gone, it says in that Bible, in that Revelation. We are coming into the Revelation chapter. We don't have too long to decide. The black man must still be Joe Cow properly according to laws. Then what? See, sister, we understand, but God's coming at a time. Things is fewing, things is boiling. The earth is acting up. The earth will act up as the revelation is given. We are going through a solar maximum high. You see, anything can erupt anytime. This is why Jesus is saying there will be earthquakes in various places. Let me go on. He has not dared to teach this openly before this day and time, the end of this world. The others are so evil and victorious to do us harm. That gang of white people out in the streets will attack that one poor black man going to the area in his car and will yell, "Get that nigga." This is a coward action of white people and this white man in America. Ever since we have been here, going after this so-called nigga to do him harm. He always want 100 rights to attack that one Negro. This shows cowardice and savage intents of the right race against black people. The black man could put a stop to such attack of this evil force, but it's not the way of Allah God. It's not the way of the prediction, as the priest knows. The coming of Allah in search for the black lost members of the nation today is to make himself known so that he can conquer our captors by using weapons against which they have no power. He, Allah, will bring the attack of divine judgment of the world without the use of contrived weapons. The weapons of war used by Allah in the past history of destruction of the enemy of God, such as Noah's people, Lot's people, and most people, are example of what he will use today. The weapons are the force of nature against which we have no defense. America is under such divine attacks now, and storms as rain, hail, and earthquakes. The latter is yet to take place. A terrific drought is on its way too against America. The books must be fulfilled. The Bible and Holy Quran both refer to all that I have said. Okay, I see the sister got something. Which right man are you speaking of? Of the British Spanish, the Jewish Russia? We can speak of all of them. I'm talking about the whole American world leaders and governments, politicians, all of these people. See, America, she worse than her father England. She worse than Germany. These people got to be held accountable for their actions. So this is the divine judgment to bring victorious America to her knees. See, America hates the people of God, and the Negro do not know that they are really the people of God. This is the great truth that you must come into a knowledge of, that you are a member of the families of God and not the members of the families of the devil, but you follow devil's country to your own nature. The natural man, black, is of his God himself. See, that will follow the enemy. You will integrate with the enemy. You know what I mean? You will intercede for him. You see, you do anything. You have a willing to do whatever it takes to get you to the top. Some of these black celebrities in Hollywood. See, I don't know the dark secrets of Hollywood, what's going on, but it's being exposed. Just look at Puff Daddy. Why was Puff Daddy crying at one point, looking for help? See, you are an object. You are a tool to his object of his succumb. You see, you are nothing but a tool he used you. You become an object of his succumb. We have been deceived of righteousness, justice, and equality by the arch deceivers. We have been taken from the knowledge of self as being the true people of God, and that God is present seeking us to place us again into the orbit of divine supreme being, where we can rotate into submission to the will of God as the entire universe is doing, except the right race. We cannot set up a better government for our people by using this corrupt political activities of this people, the arch deceiver. All of their work was based upon deceiving the nation, not to bring them to friendly brotherhood and prosperity for the black man. Okay, it is the body politics when you put yourself on the world stage, similar to prostitution. I don't blame Diddy. Sister, I'm right. You're right. We can't blame Diddy, man, but Diddy was, this thing happened long ago before Diddy came. You know what I mean? This is why these are your so-called leaks that will put people in bad situations, man. And I feel Puff Daddy was put in bad situation at the time. You know, when we see Puff making music, then you can see Puff dying away from, you know what I mean, his music and things like that. Satan will have you do more. See, you can't get up into making 100 millions before he gets you to do all these things. All these things is part of rituals. You know what I mean? Your sacrifice. You see, this is why they say, how willing are you willing to go? You see, some people have to take the cheap way. See, people ain't gangsters today living up to these gangsters because you know what they do to them? They have them dead or imprisonment. One of the two. Dead or imprisonment. See, that's why they live. See, this is why immorality is now here. And this is why every nation taking part of that. They were getting part of that. They were getting under that. Then so-called calling themselves gangsters. This is why the industry came out 90% of homosexuals in the industry. It's just now coming out. You're just now seeing it coming out. Let's go on. We cannot set up a better government for our people by using the corrupt political activities of this people. The arch deceiver. Thank you, my love. Thank you, my sis. All of their work was based upon deceiving this nation, not to bring them into a friendly brotherhood and prosperity for the black man. Even today, after 400 years of the so-called freedom, he is still against you going free. This is your trouble today. You are deceived and deceived by the enemy you think is a friend. But take note of what he offers you. He offers you only a temporary enjoyment and not a permanent enjoyment for your people. We want some earth and not a temporary room and a house of our enemies. Let the political and spiritual leaders unite on such a stand as getting some earth for the people and not getting just a job and a chance to lower around sleeping, allowing the enemy to protect our responsibility for self. We must bear our own responsibility. Diddy's a booty bandit. Yeah, he's one of those booty bandit warriors. And sad. It's sad, sister, because they gotta go out some kind of way. And nobody gonna go out, getting taken in the butt. He's gonna take people in the butt. However it goes, however it gets down, man. This wicked. This is this satanic wicked of the white man. This is what he do to us, man. This is what he do. See, it's all, see, the thing of it is, you ain't gotta, be successful and have an education and thinking that that's because you need education to get into, these kind of fields, Come on, man. The world we're living in today, man, it don't take you to be smart enough to get here and get to the top. Some of these things take, like, I went to Hollywood. I went to the LA Film School. I know how it runs. It takes networking, knowing who you can know, But is this, at the end of the day, is this going to be how willing to go? Are you willing to succeed? Are you willing to do what it takes? This is why they ask you these questions, man. I'm telling you, man. They ask you these questions. It's sad, man. But Puff Daddy ain't the only one going down. If Puff Daddy going down, they got big people bigger than Puff Daddy should be going down, being looked at. So let the political and spiritual leaders unite on such a stand as getting some earth for the people and not getting a job and a chance to lower around sleeping and allowing this enemy to protect our responsibility for self. We must bear our own responsibility. This is the God of justice and truth will force you to do before he will be defeated. His purpose and aim is to unite us to our own. He will fight the arch deceiver with the force of nature and with his own wisdom, which has no equal, to make you an enemy bow to his will. This is the judgment of the world, especially of the white man of America, who have been here for 400 years, living between the two oceans, the Atlantic and Pacific, do as he please. The slave is deprived of freedom to do as he please, but to do as the slave master pleases. Our great misunderstanding of self and of others lies the deceits of this arch deceiver of us. They will never teach you and me to do good for self, only under their own power and dictatorship. What we need is to unite, not demanding and marching all over the country to live near the white man in his home, but demand a separate place for us in this country and help us with the means of civilization. As he has to get started, limited time. They get started within the next 20 or 25 years. See, many scientists think that it's too late for this demand because of the anger of Allah God against America for evil done to us. But Allah has power over all things, and he does that which he will to do. It is up to America. If she wants to help us, it will be a great good putting us on the way to self by any evil one or nation. The God of justice will grant them reward for doing such, as no good act goes without its reward. They deceive the so-called nigger under temptation, filth, and a promise that they will be given jobs and new homes next door to them, the same territory which their very nature is against, which is without any future. It is temporary enjoyment. We want something permanent. Give us a few of these states to live in to ourselves, which we have well earned with 400 years of free labor. When you see that his life and your life are at stake, to try to accept the present plan, filled with deceits, to enable both you and he will welcome an opportunity to agree on that kind of program. Unite with me, Black America, for your salvation. Okay, I have England's surname, Martin We, intermixed with European 4,000 years ago, willing and by force. So do you. Yeah, I agree. Evil spreading far and wide. Ever since the creation of Adam and Eve, had there been such time as we are witnessing today with the worst yet to come? There is no peace amongst the nations of earth. The only few people who enjoy peace of mind and contentment in this day and time are the elect of God. Though they are persecuted from city to city, falsely accused and denied the credit due them because of the righteousness and the malice of the wicked who have ruled the world. By no means can the righteous be represented for the righteous' sake by the evildoers of the world. God is despised and rejected. Evil is accepted and honored. Justice stands afar off, and equity cannot come in, said the prophet Isaiah in the Bible. And see, if God would have got a good taste of this modern filth today as we see it, he would think the smell compared to a flower. You see. But we see the Holy Quran warns us to fear a day when evil is spread far and wide, and the day of God's presence at the end of this satanic world to bring it to nothing. So we know the Quran 13 chapter, Surah 13:40, verse 41 says, visit a land and curtain a nation from inside. So God has visited America. God has visited you. And if we don't accept heaven that he will put us in, then we are going to be right where we're going to belong in this devil hell. Because a deliverer is coming to deliver us. You see. We can't be here so long because this earth is temporal. We just walking through, passing through it. We ain't gonna be here too long. You didn't have enough joy while you was here. I want to say this to you. Be thankful. Be thankful that you're here. We should be proud that God is in the midst of fighting. He's coming in the midst of time. He's coming to intervene. See, they planning a scheme, but God too is planning. God, and he's the best planner, knowing their thoughts before they was ever made. Revelation is a never-ending story. Sister, the revelation it talks about things that's coming. See, there must be that war in the Middle East. See, Iran is feuding. See that war. See, a World War III must take place before we see the final judgment. See, I wanna say to you, I don't know that you seen this eclipse that they was talking about October 2nd. They had another eclipse. They had another devil comet. I don't think you see. I don't think you like. You know what I mean? See how we are at a solar maximum. You know, when you get solar flares hitting sunspots, it's causing high frequencies, protons. See, but when you say the revelation never ends, you have to always stay in this Bible, because you know Jesus is going to give us another prophecy. You know what I mean? In Luke 21, 25, I believe, in 26th chapter, we see the seas and ocean are rising. The seas and ocean are rising to a perplexity. See, when you have these things like remember the Carrington event when there was a solar maximum. I just want you guys to understand something about these solar maxima. When they're at a maximum, ultimate maximum high. See, the Quran says the folding up that the sun will burst, as though a revelation is given. When you at an ultimate solar maxima, you're going to get things like you see in the hurricane season is far from over. You're seeing these waves are starting to make waves in the U.S. and you know they go where the warm water is, like in that Gulf. They stand and stall out because they get all the precipitation. They get all the ingredients. See, when you look at our ocean temperature, it's below, you know what I mean, sea level. This is why these storms few. But this is why I say this to you guys, that everything God is doing is in process. Everything's in process. You see earthquakes is here. You see the rain. You see the storms. You see the tornadoes. See, Jeremiah 23:19 says, "See the storms the Lord has burst out. A whirling wind sworn down on the heads of the wicked." Okay, let's go on. Allah, God calls the evil world to be upset. They have been the enemies of peace and the haters and destroyers of the righteous, who have brought them peace if they had accepted those worthy of the prophets. But they reject all Jesus charged them with, being the murderers of the righteous, from Abel to Zechariah. And we can very well add more and say from Abel to Muhammad. Today, America professes to be the most Christianized country on our planet, but actually she is not. For Christian means to be Christianized into one. Spiritually, that one refers to the Christ. Hell running things now, especially. Oh yeah. You know why we going into a whole different pattern shift? Because the human behavior is human activity. See, I want you to know this, sister. I want you, this is important to know. When we get into a high solar maximum, why you think people change? Why you think the animals change? People behaviors change. The minds of people will change, man. I'm going to say this. Yeah, it's going to get to a time you ain't going to want to trust people. You ain't going to want to be around people. Because you're going to see, because when we at this kind of, you know what I mean, event during election, see this is why I find that God is coming intervening in between this election time. See, this let me know this is one of the most serious elections, because neither party that wins seeks to do the right thing. It's your trouble. A lot of people vote, and you see, oh, here's Kamala Harris, and we're gonna go on and we're gonna vote for the sister. Right. But God tries them. He searched the hearts, he searched the deceitfulness of people. He tries them. To me, it's starting to get to this point that God at his mercy been so merciful. Been so merciful to America so long that I think now he gotta take back what belongs to him. He gotta take back what belongs to him. So today, America professed to be the most Christianized country on our planet. But actually, she is not. For Christian means to be Christianized to one. Spiritually, that one refers to the Christ. Christ means the one who is coming at the end of the world, or the wicked as a crusher. His name actually means one who is anointed to crush the wicked. We see the real satanic people are the right race, who have discussed themselves to deceive this black people to follow them. They just use the name Christian, which means to be Christ-like. They set up a head for their religion in Rome illegally, with the Pope Father who represents himself as being the intercessor, meaning one who is second only to Christ or God, to intercede for the people's sins of recognition of God, but he has no divine backing. This false should be destroyed by the Christ, the crusher of the wicked, the great of Islam, Allah, God in person. These are the days of God, of Christ's presidency, to destroy this evil world with all deceptions that the people should again labor under. A wicked ruler, the devil. The presidency of Allah has upset the devil who had exercised total control over the world under falsehood, and had made evil to appear fair seemingly. The so-called Christian world have never before displayed such madness as they do today. Since they cannot hide their real wickedness in deceitful ways, they are angry. According to their preaching and teaching of Christianity, the proselytes that they alone will be the happy group, and they will welcome the coming of the Messiah, the Christ. But the Bible condemned them, that they will hide their face from him, God. So they will hide their face from the Master. We don't want to see him. See, they will run to some unknown mountain and cave themselves in. See, many of these people already got bunkers. This is why you have to read Isaiah chapter 2:19 said the people will flee to the cage and the ground from the fearful presence of the Lord and the splendor of his majesty when he comes to rise the earth. So it should be clear to you today that the Christian America does not want such preaching as entire submission to the will of Allah, Islam. The Christian hate the very name of God, such as Muhammad, which are attribute of God. The Jesus prophesied that they will hate you for his God name's sake, for having one of his names. For the name of God are to live forever. Know the name of God are to live forever. None of the people on earth have the names of God, but the Muslims. So the coming of just one makes manifest to you this evil race of sinners, and it will be against his God's presence and be angry because of him who would seek to destroy him and his messengers, as it is prophesied, second Psalms. Right. Why did the people request to ask for a murder? Barabbas. We want Jesus to be crucified. We don't want him, you see. They asked for a murder and an insurrection. Give us Barabbas. And see, Jesus, he didn't drink, he didn't smoke, he didn't chase women. But what kind of fault they will find? And they went on. It was just like, it's just like John the Baptist. When Philip says to the king, it's not for you to have the wife of your brother. But when the girl asked for the request, I want John the Baptist served up on a platter. And they did an executional style to have John head served on a platter. This as they asked for Jesus to be crucified. We don't want him. We want to murder. That's why I feel Jesus didn't even have no church established. Because the Roman Empire came and says, best that one man died, then his whole nation should perish. Right? So we want Jesus crucified. 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 So we see every nation has a term. And every nation have a term, so when the terms come, they cannot remain behind the least, while nor can they preside. The Holy Quran. We see Surah 7:34. There was a term for the people of Noah. We see Lot and Moses. This also holds true to the life and death of individuals, always under control of Almighty Allah, especially when a divine beginning and ending have been appointed for the accomplishments, certain work that must be done by the life of people. The above chapter and verse of the Holy Quran is warning to a nation whose term is now coming to an end. We must know what is said to us and what is written by the prophet for us to read, study, and ponder over. And if we understand, we should not fall victims to misunderstanding and disbelief. Right, the archangels turned against God, right, because they was put in chain and shackled, because they, you know what I mean, even though, you know what I mean, God had angels, but they, you know what I mean, they did not, some of them, have a permission, you know what I mean, and sometimes they have to go off of God's permission. We see how successful the Archangel Michael was. You see how successful he was? See, Revelation, I want to get to Revelation 20. Well, let's go to 12. Let's get to 12, verse 4. That there was the woman that was carrying a child. And see, that child was very special to make his presence, felt to be amongst God's people. And ever since you see the devil, been 8,000 years, that he caused conflicts, he caused all this, and he was trying to stop the woman from making progress. See, he needs to be around God's people. See the resurrection. It's not teaching us as these church leaders would teach you that people will walk about and just start walking about from the coffin. See, once you're dead, you are dead. See, but the resurrection, I want you to understand, Jesus is trying to give us a message, be amongst his people, because we have been mentally ill, physically and spiritually. So he have to bring us, to, a certain state of mind, you see, because your mind was gone. So it's the resurrection or the revelation is saying that the people were arrived from a mental death. See, this is where we gotta realize who God is and discover who this devil is and name the beast that he was, that he put you through trouble. See, the trouble of the black man in America is that he is heedless of the truth. For he was wearied by the slave false appearance, who is his enemy, the right race. They caused him to become heedless. It was the intention of the enemy to make the black man an enemy to the truth as himself was and is. This enemy was successful in doing. For the black man, America is referred to as being blind, deaf, and dumb. In many instances as dead. This is the work of the enemy. Therefore, it took one who is our friend and not our enemy to do good to us and restore us mentally. The children of the father's slave masters who took our life mentally are working just as faithfully as their fathers did. However, since the 100 years have elapsed from the time of the slave fathers, the children are risers and educated more method to keep this black man America blind, deaf, and dumb. In the days of servitude, slavery, our grandparents, we see this white slave master did not even give them good food. Today, you can buy good food if you have the money. However, much of it is poisoned by chemical use. The white slave master will offer a piece of fried chicken and a biscuit with a little butter on it to a so-called nickel as an introducement for him to teach or preach what the slave master wanted him to all of the other slaves on Sunday morning. Slaves did not have the theology of the scriptures, and he made his other brothers spiritually blind, deaf, and dumb. Exactly. But see, if we let the people take our names from us, see, you rather get names like Bash and Bash. What they calling you Bash for? They name you Fish. But see, we got to get the name from the original God, not the names of the slave master. See, they call Jesus. See. They call Jesus. They paint him a bad image. You know what I mean? We get Jesus blue eyes, wool hair. But see, when Vladimir Putin said that Jesus was a tan man, Jesus came like that. How will you serve him if he was a regular man, a tan man, if he was black? How will they serve him? This is why he was crucified for your sake. This is why he suffered the way he did. This is why they asked for Barabbas instead of him. That, you know what I mean? They act for a murderer. The sad thing I want to say, in the South, we had in the South and the North. The South, I say, was worse than the North when our people had to go through. When people don't want to hear this, what our fathers and people went through in the South, children's. See, these people did sacrifice this, as the Bible said what Moloch had did. Children's sacrifice. Your children's was sacrificed. The children was hung up in billboards while they would camp and eat marshmallow and laugh at the burning flesh of all God's people. This torture you see that goes on in that South. The lynching days. See, the lynch would be right up the street, up the alley, next door, but they are not tried. And all this time they'll investigate a dead body, why they should be finding the lynchers. This is our trouble today. This kept on. And you mean to tell me you want to live here for a long time? You just want to live and just avoid everything that we see? No, I don't want to live like that no more. I want to now turn into God and what's coming, what He's going to bring on this earth, man. Because we so tired of seeing history repeat itself. I know I'm tired. I don't know about you. I can't speak for everyone, but I know about myself that I'm tired. See, Pharaoh and his political party, when he had his possession, he was not willing to give it up. See, and this tells me, the Spirit is talking to me right now. It's telling me America will not give it up. They will not give up their possession. They're willing to even go to war, to set our armies, militaries up. They're really for this thing to turn into an out war, bloodshed. This is why you had that Middle East set up. This America don't have no departure. Where's she gonna really go? She don't have no future anymore. There's no future here. I'm gonna keep this thing real because the Holy Spirit is speaking to me right now, and I'm gonna keep it real. They don't have no permanent future here. So this means she's on her way out because the people are tired. The people gonna burn her out. This is gonna be a Muslim country. I hate to say it like this, man. It's gonna turn to be a Muslim country. See, God's gonna give this country to a righteous people. They term and time has been up. This is why if you seeing the storms are coming, she are surrounded with the great judgment of Allah. Storms one after another. And as you think she's getting over the sword made by a previous disaster, you see another one will come. And another one will come to strike. So the slave did not have, we see the slave did not have the theology of scriptures, and he made his other brothers spiritually blind, deaf, and dumb. We see the same goes for preachers of today. As you can see, they preach for reward for both whites and blacks. I have tried them for many years. They are as their fathers were. They desired the exhortation of this white man. They want him to give them a better position. And they will offer to cut off their heads of their black brothers if it would please their masters. Well, you gotta understand, sister. I'm talking. When I say Muslim, I'm saying that I'm saying it's gonna be for the nation, the nation of Israel. It's gonna be for the nation, because for one thing, what we've been always blind and poisoned to. One thing that America started conflict throughout the whole world. When one thing she loved meddling in other people's affairs, she can't never keep her nose clean. She can't never keep her nose out of other people's affairs. When she did the she was an invader to invade nations. I gotta go back. When you had President Joe Biden, during the Afghanistan, 13 was killed during that suicide bombing, and he failed to get the troops out. Come on. This is a mess, though. You see, everything is backfiring now. We fighting a war. You know what I mean? We fought Germany. You know what I mean? And then when it got to Japan, it was Japanese people that killed us. Now I don't see. Here's the thing. People. I mean, people gonna guide. Yeah, but I'm looking where we go from here. Where you live to make it through, or if you die, where do you want to go from here? Because hell's the appointed place. Hell where the fire don't die. Hell where the fire don't quench. See, I want to go somewhere where I'm gonna be comfortable. See, it was like I give you this passage. It was like the rich man and the poor man. Last because no one came to his aid. No one gave him anything. So he was coming to be somewhere where he's going to be comfortable. But the rich man, he wanted to get an exchange to see what it's like. Because he was getting every bit of where he was going. See this one thing you have to understand. They're going to get every bit of what's coming. And should nobody have sympathy? I don't have sympathy. I don't care. I'm speaking from myself. I'm not gonna have sympathy for people who don't have sympathy for my people. I'm gonna stand up 100% for my people. You know what I mean? But if God, if our Redeemer is coming and He's setting us up into a place, into a comfortable place, because you have to know, sister, these people ain't not gonna this just be stripped without, what I mean? 'Cause they're gonna go with a bang, man. Federal political party went with a bang. So will America go with a bang. White America will go with a bang. She's not just gonna go down easy. Okay. But she's not gonna go down easy without putting up a fight. She's gonna put up a fight. But God too is gonna put up a fight. And He's the best planner, knowing their thoughts before they was ever made. So God is going to bring an end. And I hate to be so blunt with this, man, because the white people is never in the best of our interest today. Satan would take so many people to his hell, man. This is how it is, wicked, man. They don't care how many people die. He don't care how many people die. I don't look no more. I don't look no more to having fun, being in the world, having fun. It's all about here being fun. There's a heaven. There's a heaven and a hell, man. You're gonna have to choose this day. See, you don't understand. From dust you go, to dust you are. But the spirit is your spirit was the spirit live. But see, you gonna have to decide. You want to decide where you going to go. Where you going to go when you leave this earth? When this vessel, when you have to leave, because I remember you saying that I don't want to go. I don't want this thing in. See. A lot of people gonna say that. I don't know. Most of you guys that y'all don't even want to read for your higher learning, man. Jesus says, man, go to John 14. Jesus Jesus said in John 14, He said, "Let not your hearts be troubled, because if you believe in God, believe also in me. And my Father's house will be many rooms. And if that was not so, what I have told you, that I'm going there to prepare you a place." See, I seen the Spirit of God. I seen God manifest. I seen the Spirit of God. I seen the orbit. I seen this tube thing that came down. I can explain the tube, but you guys gonna think I'm crazy if I explain the tube thing. I seen the tube thing came off from the mothership when I was this the time when I was incarcerated. This tube like thing I seen facing my cell. It was so bright. It was a tube, and it got my attention. And my celly was in there with colon cancer. I was praying, reading, and next thing you know, this object shot through and it went in me. So you can't tell me the Holy Spirit ain't real. So approximately 7-10 minutes, it came out, and it just transformed into this orb shape. It was a blue crystal orb shape, shot out of the window, and it was a triangle. I want to say size of 9 football fields. Don't tell me ain't no heaven. Now, when I seen this object, I looked in the left hand side. On the left hand side was hell, was fire, was tsunami. Don't tell me that these things that I'm telling you that these things is going to be fulfilled. Now, on the right hand side, I got to see heaven. I got to see matches. And then for those who still living, I got to see a new vegetation world. See, the Bible says that it's a new Jerusalem. Because if you look at the mother plane, if you ever seen a mother plane, it's like a new human made planet. And I don't want to get so much, what I mean. I will be getting. I'm not like people on this YouTube asking for cash app for information. But you are in hell now. You are living in hell now. So get, what I mean. I want to say this. Get all you can. What I mean. Have have all the fun you can, because hell you living in now. You are living in it now. So this is why it's so important to choose which God you're going to serve, which God you're going to choose today. You can be entitled to your opinion. You be entitled to it. Okay, let me see. I'm gonna stop here. Yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Really appreciate it. But I have to go from here. Got to finish up my studies. But thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate you. Make sure you guys follow me on my YouTube channel. Finding Howard 1826. Please visit my YouTube channel. I'm about to be doing something good on my channel, man. I got to do a lot of work on my channel. I got to bring my channel out. But yeah, I'm gonna stop here. I get back on live again, talk with you guys again. I love talking to you guys. But till then, peace, shalom. Make sure you guys visit my channel. I'm out.